Hey, what's going on, American viewers? My name's Evercade, and well, there's drama! Yay! Drama! What's going on? Well, Evercade Effect decides on Evercast, which was a run on Bacon Ice Cream Productions, who is a channel which is twice the size of Evercade Effect. He decides to call out PK Universe. Now, for those of you saying, oh, he wasn't calling out PK Universe, he wasn't. He used PK's catchphrase to say who he was, but didn't say PK's name. Now, to me personally, that's kind of cowardly. Ed, I know you're probably not going to watch, you're probably going to unsubscribe, probably unfollow me, whatever. You probably block me on Twitter or one after this. But why wouldn't you just say his name? Because if you got a problem with someone, call them out, talk to them. And the fact that you've blocked PK as well, to me, just kind of says that you don't want to actually have the argument, you don't want to have the criticism, you don't want to actually have a normal discussion, and you was just sitting there on Twitter, on Evercast going, oh yeah, well, he was a child, he acts like this, he acts like that, he just didn't want to contact the manufacturer. That's the first thing he did. Then he's realised that, well, you shouldn't contact the manufacturer in this situation, you should contact the guy as you bought it from. So, say, for me, if my Evercade carts aren't working properly or they're broken, I will contact Funstock. So I always order from Funstock. And if Funstock going to go, oh, sorry, can you show us proof? And if it's proved, they'll send me a free replacement. Fine, whatever. So your argument now makes no sense. And the screenshots shown in PK's video shows how you are. Ed, no offense, but you come off really passive aggressive in a lot of these situations for some reason. You was like, oh, because PK complained about having a dodgy Evercade cart, suddenly it's like, oh, well, you need a vacation, mate. You seem really stressed. No. What you need to realise, right, is you're trying to downplay the situation. You're trying to downplay it because, well, in his eyes, he's just got a faulty product. It wasn't faulty when he got it. It just ended up breaking just randomly. Obviously, he got a new one, whatever, but it's just what it is. And I'll be honest, I kind of feel like this is why I don't know if anyone's noticed this in the past few days, but I've pushed away from making Evercade videos, made more videos on the Intellivision Amico and Atari and whatnot than I have Evercade, and that's because of people like Evercade Effect. Because to me, people like Evercade Effect, Evercanadian, I just don't vibe with them, and the whole Evercade community seems to be circling around them. And what I mean by that is when Ed made those comments about PK on Evercast, Evercanadian Pete, OEB Pete, classy gaming fan, he knew who he was talking about. It's quite clear by the way Pete replies that he knew who Ed was referring to. Now, PK, right, I've spoken to PK on multiple things on multiple occasions, right? One thing PK did to me is I just avoid getting age restricted for saying this, but I battle with depression and mental health a lot. And PK actually saw one of the tweets I made, contacted me, and spoke to me for about an hour to make sure I was okay, right? PK is a really nice guy. He's not this sort of like child you've portrayed him to be. Even if I disagree with PK, he will understand and he'll be like, yeah, that's your opinion, whatever. And that's how you need to be with stuff like YouTube, right? You can't just moan about people being like, oh, you're wrong, because that's not how it works. Now, personally, right, I know PK doesn't want Ed to apologise. He made a whole video, it's 30 minutes, I'll link it in the description. But to me personally, I feel like PK got short in the stick in this situation because he's now been seen to be like, oh, you're a fool, you're a great child and whatnot. When he's actually not, he's actually a really nice guy. And in my opinion, the way Ed went about it, he seems to be acting like a child because he's like, oh, I blocked you because what? PK didn't like the way Treasure looked on the Evercade. Oh, mate, seriously, you're like 40 years old, and you get upset about someone criticizing the look of a game that you didn't even know he existed until it was on Evercade. How is this real? Genuinely, how is this real? Right? Because I think a lot of the games on Evercade don't look the best. Some of the games play terribly. Beast Wrestler, for example. But that's the thing, right? If you're criticizing a game, don't take it personally. If you like the game or whatever, don't take it personally. It's a criticism of a game made by a company that doesn't even exist anymore. It hasn't existed for over a decade, nearly 20 years. This company's been out of business. Renovation Telenet Japan shut down in 2007. It's 2022. Well, 2023 probably by the time you're watching this. But It's just, come on, man. Come on. You're better than this, Ed. You're better than this. Now, what do I think the best course of action to go in the future is? I kind of feel like Ed should just reach out to PK, talk things out, squash the beef, get on with it. Because people are going to say that PK made the video for drama and for clout. Let's ignore the fact that PK Universe's channel is twice the size of Evercade Effect in this argument. So what? He responded to a call out by Ed that Ed made on someone else's channel. To me, mate, if you're going to call someone out on a platform, do it on your own platform. Say their name and don't hide behind the fact, oh, he's a YouTuber. Because Ed, I'll be honest, right? Stuff that, like, after seeing PK's video, because he sent me the video unlisted, because he knew, obviously, he wanted some thoughts on it. I just kind of admit, seeing the screenshots shown, I spoke to PK. I'm like, damn, that just kind of ruins it. That just kind of ruins my whole perception of Ed, because Ed's just like, it's just, mate, you could have taken it the high road in this situation. You could have been like, hey, mate, that's your opinion. I'm sorry that happened to you, and move on. But instead, you've decided to go, well, you know, this is, you know, you basically look and say, like, well, you can't criticize a company if you're a fan of them. Yes, you can. There's a saying in gaming that Nintendo fans hate Nintendo more than anyone else, for instance. And if you're a fan of a company or a fan of a product, you're going to want to see it succeed despite its shortcomings. You're also going to point out the shortcomings to see where they can improve. To me personally, I work for a Disney-focused website outside of my YouTube stuff, and a lot of my stuff I make is actually criticism of them. But it's criticism because I want to see them succeed and grow in certain areas, right? And that's how YouTube is, and that's how criticism is. You know, if you criticize something, criticism and hate speech are not the same thing, right? If I say, you know, I don't agree with someone's opinion, that's me being critical of their opinion. I'm not going against that person personally, but if I'm saying some narcissist about that person's family or whatever, that's different, right? And the way Ed's just gone about it, it's just kind of sad to me. I had a lot of respect for him, and obviously he's downplayed the situation. He's kind of hid it. He's deleted all his replies in the comments. He's blocked PK, he's unsubscribed and whatnot. And mate, I'll be honest, like, people probably think that you think from in the screenshots that, oh, you actually, you know, cared about Ed PK and his mental health, and then PK's pointed out, well, hang on, if you cared and you was that worried, why did you block him? Why would you cut all ties with him? To me personally, right, I've obviously, as my channel's grown, I've gotten a lot closer to PK Universe than any other YouTuber. Me and him speak about a lot of stuff. We were always replying to each other on Twitter, commenting on each other's videos. But I used to get on with Ed from Evercade Effect a long time ago as well. Now, I don't really watch a lot of Ed's content anymore. I'm still subscribed to him, obviously. But I kind of like fell out of interest with a lot of the Evercade channels, because I was just like, well, you guys make such similar content, making the news and all that sort of stuff, and you all seem to have the same opinion that Blaze can't do anything wrong. Now, I'm an Evercade fan. Obviously, I've made tons of videos about Evercade, over 100 videos on Evercade within a year. I'll admit that Blaze is not perfect. Blaze can do wrong. Blaze can mess up, you know, and that's the whole point. I'm still a fan. I still own every Evercade cart. You can see my Evercade VS is right behind me. You know, I've got an Evercade EXP limited edition on pre-order still. You know, obviously there was the theft and whatnot. Hopefully we're getting that soon. There's that. The VS, I got the original handheld. I own all the carts that are currently available except the Ireme and Turboplane carts, because they're still part of my limited edition EXP. And I bought another Evercade VS for my cousins to have for Christmas, so they could play games together. To me personally, I kind of feel like Ed's not got an argument here. Ed needs to understand, quite simply, that if you're a fan of something, you should be entitled to criticize it. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. Like I said, leave PK's link in the description down below. For people saying I'm clout chasing, I don't care. Genuinely, I don't care about your opinion. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit. Peace.